Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the Deep Dive podcast. I'm your host MVG, aka Modern Vintage Gamer, and this is the official podcast of Nightdive Studios. Now, unlike our more traditional interview-focused deep dive podcast that we've been doing in recent times, we're going back to the roots of the podcast, and this episode is going to feature myself as well as other members of the Nightdive Studios team. Together, we invite you to join us as we delve deep into the dark depths of horror. Not only this, we take a look back at some of our scarier releases, and we have updates on new releases that are coming soon. Over the summer, we followed up our critically acclaimed System Shock remake with the release of System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster on PC and consoles, as well as some updated patches. We also, of course, dropped the surprise announcement of Heretic and Hexen at QuakeCon 2025, as well as the announcements of both Outlaws and a handful of missions, as well as Blood refreshed supply at Gamescom. Now, both Outlaws and Blood refresh supply will be available on consoles and PC later this year. Link is in the description below if you want to pre-order. It is available for pre-order as we speak, so check out that link in the description below. Other highlights from the Nightdive team include the PC update of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream on October the 18th, as well as new optimizations for Turok 2 Seeds of Evil on next-gen consoles, which coincides with the physical release of the Turok Trilogy bundle. Not only this, there's been updates to Killing Time Resurrected, which also adds the 3DO levels to the game. Now, with the Turok 2 Seeds of Evil launch, the team has encountered an issue that has caused the crossplay, unfortunately, to be delayed, but they are currently working on this update as we speak, and it will be rolled out as quickly as possible with full crossplay support, so you shouldn't have to wait too much longer on that one.
Now that we've caught you up to speed on everything we've been up to earlier this year, we're going to delve even deeper into the horror genre with 3 questions for our team and for our community as well. Let us know your answers to these questions in the comments below. What is Nightdive's scariest remaster? In my opinion, Nightdive's scariest remaster is I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is based on the chilling short story by Harlan Ellison, who was involved in the creation of the game. He voices the evil AI Am. It's brilliant. It's very dark, mature, twisted psychological horror, topically relevant, and the subject matter will stick with you long after you finish the game. It is scary. If you want to check it out, or you want to replay the game, we recently released a definitive update for I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, adding things like achievements to the game. So, well worth checking out.
All right, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Harvester during the Halloween special. And even though it isn't technically a remaster, I like to shout it out during the spooky season. So there it is, Harvester. Go check it out. It's a weird FMV, gory, sideways tale of a town that's has a lot of stuff going on. Anyways, now with that being said, Nightdive's scariest remaster has got to be System Shock 2. And I had the privilege of playing through that again with the 25th anniversary remaster, and it still has got it. It's so well done. The pacing and the audio and just the tension as you move through the Von Braun, it's unlike anything else. And really being able to play through that and witness that story through audio logs and the dead crew members' memories and ghosts, and even to some of the enemies you encounter and interacting with systems in that game, it is really something special. So that's Nightdive's scariest remaster is System Shock 2.
What is your all-time favorite horror game? My all-time favorite horror game is Fear. I love Fear. Fear is one of my all-time favorite games just in general. I think that Fear does a really great job at the subtle background psychological horror mixed with an interesting narrative with some nice twists and turns in terms of how the character Point Man relates to Paxton, Fettel, and Alma. I love the combat. I think the enemy AI still holds up and is brilliant. Monolith did an amazing job, and I replay it every year. Fear is my all-time favorite horror game.
My pick for my favorite horror game is Fatal Frame. I loved watching things like The Ring, Ju-on, The Grudge, that type of horror. Was really important in developing my tastes. So I always thought Fatal Frame did something special because of having to use the camera to perceive the ghosts moving through the house. And I thought that gave an essence of vulnerability as the player, which you had to hold up this physical thing, look through it. And if you didn't have the camera up, you couldn't see the ghosts. So I thought that was really interesting because you felt very vulnerable, and you had ghosts moving and you just catch a glimpse of them as they went, down a hall or something like that. And it would really build tension in that way, and then release that tension with like a big jump scare where you'd, be moving the camera, trying to take a picture of something, and then another thing would come or something would chase you. And this tension and release really struck a chord with me. So I think Fatal Frame is a really special game. It's a really important game for the horror genre, and yeah, that's why it's my favorite.
What is the scariest creature or monster you've ever encountered in a horror game? For me, recently, I would say the fade out enemies in Alan Wake 2 in the Dark Place. They're these shadowy human-looking figures that move very weird and will like whisper Alan's name in the background, and it's just really creepy and unsettling, like something straight out of a nightmare. It's interesting. I don't really get scared by grotesque creatures or necessarily like jump scares, but that uncanny valley element with those enemies really does kind of creep me out. So I would say the fade outs from Alan Wake 2.
Now, when it comes to the scariest creature or monster in a game that still stands out to me to this day, it is a little bit cliche, and I definitely go for something esoteric on questions like this, but it's Pyramid Head. When I played Silent Hill 2, it definitely was the scariest game I'd ever played in a long time. And just the otherworldliness of Pyramid Head, when Silent Hill, the town switches to like the very grotesque, and after the siren, and then Pyramid Head starts just stomping around, and when you see them, it's like it's something's not quite right, and it's always in the back of your mind because you can hear it, the scraping, the stomping, and it's a little different than something like Mr. X from Resident Evil or Nemesis, because it was always just there and try, not necessarily trying to like hunt you down, like the aggression wasn't there, but the feeling that just put you at unease because you knew that Pyramid Head was around and you couldn't really focus. And just looking weird. I think having the art direction in Silent Hill 2 do a lot of the heavy lifting is what made it so unsettling for me. So yeah, the scariest creature / monster for me to this day, I think, is still.
Hi, everybody. It is the week before Halloween, and I'm recording, one of the people recording Nightdive's Halloween messages to our fans. So first of all, I just want to tell you guys, thank you. Yesterday, which was October 23rd, so this will be a week out of date if you're watching it on Halloween, we released the announcement that one of our classic horror games, System Shock, will be coming to the Switch 1 and Switch 2, and we added in there that we are going to include a game cart, a physical game, so that the game will truly be preserved. And it's amazing the response that this had. This hit the top of trending on Twitter for 2 days in a row. I had the privilege of posting that clearly Grok likes shock. Why is this important? And first of all, I've devoted for 12 and a half years, prior to even our acquiring the rights on it, I've devoted large parts of my time making sure that System Shock is preserved. Why is this so important? Why are we doing this? First of all, without our history, you'll never really be able to understand either the current or the future of the games world. That's an important thing. Second of all, and I've said this a million times, I truly believe games are art, perhaps one of our truest team-oriented art forms. And art deserves just in general to be preserved. But if you think about the influence of this game, of how many games come from the System Shock tree, of course, the BioShock universe, Thief, Deus Ex, how influential this game is, it would be unfair for generations of game players and game developers to not be able to play this game and to understand why it had the influence that it did. So that's why I've devoted so much of my life to making this available to the next generations. And I hope you guys all enjoy it and have a chance to play a spooky game on Halloween and have fun with that. So again, thank you everybody, and happy Halloween.
Okay, welcome everybody to a special Halloween segment from Nightdive Studios Deep Dive Halloween edition. I'm here with Stephen Kick, the Wolfman. How you doing, Stephen?
Doing good. It's a really bright full moon out there. I don't know if you can tell. So,
Just the lights shining in from that moonlight, causing your lycanthropy to rear its ugly head again.
It's an unfortunate side effect I got to deal with every once in a while,
Now, during this spooky season, I know you're a big fan of horror games, as am I. We've been chatting about some of our favorite horror games, and I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about some maybe horror games that you want to see remastered.
Yeah, there's a lot, and we get lots of requests, and I've got some big boxes here.
Oh, we love a big box. Us old PC game players love a big box.
We'll take a look. So the first game that I've got here is The Dark Eye.
Tell me about The Dark Eye.
I know, it's part of what I lovingly refer to as the Inscape trilogy. So they did The Dark Eye, Drowned God, and The Resident's Bad Day on the Midway. Really cool, just wild, creative point-and-click adventure games. But this one, especially, it's based off of a poem or the works of Edgar Allan Poe, and it's got these really amazing, creepy visuals. We could probably cut to a couple of those.
Yeah.
Right?
This art style is really cool.
Yeah, it's totally bizarre. And this game, I've been working on trying to get these for the longest time, and maybe one day we'll get it. So
amazing. What a pull. What a pull.
Yeah. It's a creepy one. But I want to do all three of those games. I think those would be phenomenal. And
are they linked in any way, or is it just that's what Inscape did?
Yeah, I think it's just the publisher that really kind of linked them all together. So whoever was running Inscape just basically gave a whole bunch of wacky people the creative freedom to do whatever they wanted. And we got three games that not a lot of people have played or have heard of, but live rent-free in my head almost 24/7. So
I do remember the box for the Bad Day at the Midway. It was very unsettling.
Yeah, the whole game is unsettling.
Okay, what do you got for us next?
This is an obvious choice. I think GOG just released the original versions of these, but I've got Resident Evil, of course.
Biohazard, yes.
Yeah, I managed to track down the Japanese PC release.
That's pretty amazing. What great cover art.
I know. The Japanese really had a really great sense of graphic design with a lot of these games. So yeah, Resident Evil, I mean, what more can be said about that?
Right. What's next?
I actually did a stream of playing that. The gosh, I don't even remember what version that was. It was like the enhanced edition or
of RE1.
Yeah, on Steam.
Nice.
A long time ago.
Yeah, both. Yeah, those are amazing remasters as well.
Yeah, next one I got here is one that gets requested all the time.
Of course.
And this is fantastic. It's about this guy called The Stranger, who works for a company I think called Spook House.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes place in like the 1940s. It's got this like film noir feel, and it's kind of like an anthology game where each mission is like a different mystery that they're trying to solve, and there's like werewolves and vampires and elder gods living beneath the earth, that kind of thing. And
you love an elder god.
I know, you gotta have one.
Always.
The whole thing ends on a cliffhanger, and what I'd really like to do is probably get the rights to it and finish it. But it's got this really interesting link to the Blair Witch Project video games.
Oh, crazy!
Yeah, and Blood Rain too. I think to some degree. I think Blood Rain is a character that appears in this game. I can't quite remember though.
Okay.
But really great, super good, super cool atmosphere.
Very cool. Very cool.
Time, it really pushed PC hardware to the limits because it had like real time lighting.
Right. Yeah, that was like late 90s that would have just come into play. I think.
Yeah, sometime around there. I can't remember the actual date. Probably says on there. It's got a Best Buy price tag on it still.
Is that where you got it from, or did you find it at a garage sale?
I think I got this one on eBay.
Nice.
But I actually played this copy. I had this running on an old Windows machine I still have.
That's awesome.
But this is 1999.
Okay.
All right. Now we got this one's still sealed, but
Ooh.
Evil Dead.
Nice.
Hail to the King.
I
mean, Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead.
I have a very fond memory of that game. Probably same as you, just growing up with those films and then having a an action horror game come out that you could play as Bruce Campbell, or sorry, Ash. Yeah, super fun.
Yeah, this was one that was actually gifted to me by a Nightdive employee. He's very adamant that we get this out there, so we might have to make that happen.
Okay. And now with games like that, I know it's a lot of negotiations and that sort of thing, but what's sort of your heartfelt pitch when you're trying to get rights to these games, or like, are you ever, I know it comes down to money and that sort of thing, but at the end of the day, you have to have a passion for these. So what are you saying, or like, why do you think it's important that games like, Nocturne, Evil Dead, even the original Resident Evil, why is it important that those get remastered?
I think it has a lot to do with the amount of people that still love and adore them and have a lot of positive feelings about their first time playing them, and they want to experience that again. And being one of those people, it's easy to kind of express that to the license holders. And a lot of the time, and I would say most of the time, the people that have the rights to these games still or represent the rights are fans themselves. And they want to find kind of fun, creative ways to make that happen, because they get a lot of enjoyment and pleasure out of re-releasing those as well. So,
amazing. Well, man, I really appreciate you coming on and showing us.
One more.
You have a bonus?
I got one more. We'll do it quick. It's
no, we don't have to be quick. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. When's
this one? I mean, this one we got to do eventually. With the recent acquisition of EA, it might make this a little bit more difficult. But,
quick, sneak it in before they take it over.
I know. Hey, quick, can we have this? But yeah, Clive Barker's Undying is amazing. You can get that game on GOG, I believe, and if you haven't played it, go check it out. Awesome horror FPS with spell casting and really grisly story and atmosphere. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, the really cool, early 2000s, that graphical style, that early 3D, they did an awesome job. Like you said, the atmosphere is so good, the art direction's so good. And yeah, one of the few games that mixes magic with gunplay in first person. So yeah, what a good pull. And you have the big box for it, which is amazing. Is that another eBay pickup?
Yeah, I think most of these were because I've told this story before, but when I was moving all my stuff out of my parents' house, it really wasn't like something I cared that much about. I kept the discs, and then I disfigured the game boxes. I cut off all the covers just to have, not knowing that those pieces of cardboard would be the most valuable part of the game, 10 years on. So
that's
I had to
wild.
rebuy pretty much my entire collection.
It's wild. I unfortunately, I think I recycled again. Yeah, moving out of my parents' place, I think I recycle all of them because they just took up so much space. Little did I know that, the boxes would be the valuable thing. It's not even the valuable thing. It's just like when I think of big boxes, and it was like the same thing when you rented a game and they put the instruction manual in there and you could read it on the way home in the car. That feeling of nostalgia and holding something, and the big box was something special, especially when they did something nifty with it or had a weird shape or like a window in it and did some nifty artwork, maybe a little emboss on the front to give it a little that feel, that extra value feel. So
I mean, there were often times that I only had like $10 and I would go to the bargain bin and I'd pick up each game and I'd just pick the heaviest one.
How many discs does this have?
Ooh, this one's got a fat manual in it. It's got to be good.
Yeah. FX Fighter. This has to be great. Anyways, man. Yeah, the chrome cover. Anyways, I really appreciate you sharing a little peek into your collection and giving us some ideas of what could be coming in the future for Nightdive. Hopefully, we can see some of those titles pop up on the Nightdive catalog soon, because there's some pretty special ones. Anything else you'd like to say before I let you go? Happy Halloween, everybody. Yeah, get out there, celebrate, dress up, trick or treat. On behalf of myself and Steven, this is Nightdive. We'll see you next week.
Each of our holiday specials will include a giveaway, starting with our Halloween episode. Comment below and tell us your favorite Nightdive horror remaster for the chance to win one of 5 Steam keys for System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster. Winners will be randomly selected on November 7th.
That brings us to the end of this Halloween-themed Deep Dive podcast episode. If you liked what we do here on the Deep Dive podcast, please support us by hitting that subscribe button, and you will not miss out on any future updates and any future announcements on this podcast, as well as the Nightdive YouTube channel as well. So thank you once again for joining us, and we will catch you next time on the Deep Dive podcast. Once again, I'm your host, MVG, and we will catch you next time. Bye for now.